Hi everyone, I'm Hoodie Angel Brandon, and welcome to the long-awaited Byleth Refine reaction. We have the update ready to go, and we are going to see our dear professor's much anticipated and early Refine. I was expecting it to be next month, but here we are. And we'll also probably take a quick look at some of the other refines and remixes that we got for Selkie and Celica as well. But of course, the main point of interest is our dear professor. Here he is, but let's... Oh man, it's weird to see him up here because I'm pretty sure I don't have any other swords on him. Yeah, just the Creator Sword. So normally he does not get to be up here with the rest on the Refine screen. Like Sethith, I think he has some other random lance that I gave him. Like Robin, of course, has a bunch of tomes, but Byleth, he's only ever had the Creator Sword. But we get to see what he's got in just a bit. But first, let's take a quick look. What have we got here on Celica? At start of turn, if unit is within 2 spaces of an ally, grants special cooldown charge +1 per attack during combat. Pretty easy to trigger slaying effect, which isn't bad by any means. And also, if special cooldown count is at maximum value, grants special cooldown count -1. Huh. Oh, okay. So I think if... sorry, I just woke up. My brain is a little fried from too much Big Run, so I'm like trying to read this. I'm like, what are you saying? So I think she got Times Pulse, basically. She gets basically Heavy Blade, except on an attack check, it's on being close to an ally, which is a little more lenient, and then she's got Times Pulse, essentially. And if unit is within 3 spaces of an ally, grants attack speed +5 to unit during combat. Okay, so they just made her spam specials more, which, I mean, is good, but I and a lot of other people expected there to be a warp effect somewhere in this kit, because of Warp Ragnarok in Engage, which I'm not done with Engage yet, but Warp Ragnarok is like one of the funnest skills. I love that thing. I've always been like kind of not so big on Celica, but I think Celica is one of my favorite rings, because Warp Ragnarok is just silly, stupid, broken. So yeah, like, it's solid, but not quite what I was expecting, and it feels like it's probably missing a little something. Because it's not like she has a pref special she wants to spam, so she's not dropping like continuous Sublime Heavens or anything. There's no magic version of lethality or Deadeye, so I mean, it's good, but you can only really spam like Ruptured Sky with it, right? I mean, you could probably like spam Luna and stuff too, but like there's no real exciting inheritable special, so seems just kind of okay. Okay, here we have Mother Milla. Let's see. Grants attack speed Defras +4. If allies are within 7 rows and 7 columns centered on unit neutralizes bonuses to foe's attack. That's not bad. Wait, does she just not have SP? She does not have the SP for it. Okay, cool. I'll have to do a little grinding to get this. But, allies within 7 rows and 7 columns centered on unit gain neutralizes bonus to foe's attack from skills like Fortify and Rally during combat. That's not bad. Just makes her better support. Lets everyone on her team ignore buffs, which is good, but I don't think that's like the main issue that's plaguing Light Season right now. So I don't think that particularly helps. It's a good refine, but I don't think that makes Milla herself better on Light Season. It just is nice extra utility, which is okay, but I'm glad she doesn't just get like ignores or it instantly removes undefended or anything like that, because you don't need counters. But it does feel like she should have done something a little more relevant, I feel. It's nice utility, but not like S tier utility or anything. And now real quick, we will take a look at our dear Sulky. Where is she? She should be up here. There she is. New Year Sulky. Oh wow, that's so much text just for the base effect. Okay, but the refine is fairly small. Okay, at start of combat, if HP 25 or more, grants attack speed def res +4 to unit, neutralizes effects that guarantee foes follow-up attacks and effects that prevent units follow-up attacks. And if unit is transformed, inflicts attack speed def res -4 on foe. Alright, so no follow-up is good. That is a very solid effect, especially for a cavalry unit who usually can't get the full effect. And then just extra stats. I'd need to look at like everything else that Sulky has going on to see how much that really helps her. But I certainly don't think it's too great for what they originally intended with her being like a mage tank. So it seems good on paper, but I don't know how good it'll be in practice. Alright, now, finally enough rambling. Sorry guys, let's take a look at our dear Professor, the Creator Sword. I was very worried about this refine because Byleth has been given away for free in quotation marks, as the free promo unit for 3 houses. He's been in some bundles, so that makes me feel like maybe they may have undertuned his refine. Also, the refine is really good at base effect, but I'm hoping that the fact that he shares with female Byleth will mean that he got something good. Alright, at start of combat, if unit's HP is greater than or equal to 25%, grants attack speed def res +4 to unit. Alright, spectrum +4. And reduces damage from foes' first attack by 30%. Okay, damage reduction is good, as we can see. I have a lot of it over here, so more is not bad. If special triggers, neutralizes, reduces damage by X effects from non-special skills. Okay, so he got DR Pierce, which is actually kind of what I was expecting. I wish it wasn't on special trigger, but, you know, definitely can't complain because that's still a very powerful effect. I'm pretty sure that means that Gale Force Byleth will not really benefit from this, but definitely can spam Vital Astra, so we could give him like Times Pulse or Special Spiral and gear him towards that. There is definitely room to work with this. It's a little simple, so might want to gear his kit towards that, but getting DR in the weapon would make that a little easier to work towards. And of course, stats are nice. So overall, pretty solid. Again, I just wish that it wasn't kind of anti-Gale Force Byleth, but I kind of expected that because Gale Force Byleth is not the way you're intended to play him. It's just my favorite version. But overall, very solid refine. We are definitely going to pick that up and equip. Finally, Professor Byleth gets the glowy, sparkly sword. Isn't that wonderful? Our dear Professor, I'm so happy for you. Okay, actually, hold up real quick. Something I didn't notice is because for some reason they put this in the base weapon when you refine it and not part of the green refine text, so I didn't notice it at first. If unit initiates combat or is within 2 spaces of an ally, so very easy to activate, grants attack speed def res +4 during combat. So that is an extra +4 to everything, which means essentially they get +8, which maybe not the most impactful, but it will help long term with stat creep, so that's actually really good. I've said for a while that Byleth's #1 thing that they needed, because their base weapon is still so good, was those stats. So seeing that is really good. That's very helpful. I'm just not sure why that isn't part of the green text, because like it's not here. I don't get it, but very easy to trigger condition. Getting both that and the condition for having more than 25% HP will be fairly easy to get both off, so should be getting +8 to everything. The only issue is that won't work for enemy phase if Byleth is completely off on the other side of the map doing solo shenanigans, which doesn't usually happen, but it could come up in some niche scenarios, so that is something to keep in mind. Byleth does now want to stick closer to allies or be initiating, which it was mostly what Byleth was doing anyway, but they just said don't play solo Byleth on the other side of the map, and that's fine. So anyway, that's my thoughts on the refines. Overall, they seem okay, but I don't think any of the ones that we took a look at are like meta shaking or anything. Byleth, it's probably my bias, but I do think of the ones we looked at, which I didn't look at every one from this batch, I do think Byleth has the best looking refine. DR Pierce is just going to be something that's always going to be powerful, kind of like Creator Sword's base effects of null follow-up and tempo, which are just always going to be helpful. Even if the meta shifts a little, they will still be good to have, just because so many units live and die by their special or their guaranteed follow-up effects. And this will be similar, where there's always going to be units that have some kind of damage reduction that they have on their builds somewhere, because there's so many sources of it now, that this is just going to be a very powerful effect going forward. So definitely can't complain. It is nice. It kind of references the special of the Legendary and Kadain versions, and it also opens that damage reduction piercing effect to the female version of Byleth, which is also pretty nifty. So overall, pretty satisfied with the refine, and the other refines look cool too. But let me know your thoughts on the comments down below. Do you have any ideas on how to use these effects? Were some of them maybe disappointing, or were you hoping for something else? And maybe were the ones that I didn't look at super exciting as well? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below about this batch of refines. And until next time, this is Hoodie Angel Brandon, signing out.